I'm doing well today. Thanks for asking. What's up, Jelly Dots? Alright, couldn't lose that one. Alright, so I guess it's about time to start this. Hopefully I don't drop too many frames. So far it's looking pretty good. Alright, so this is R.C Pro-am. It's the second game in the Big 20. The goal is to spell Nintendo. What you're going to want to do in this game is not get to track 8. Because on track 8, it's 4 laps and it's fairly long. So you want to take at least one loss in one of these races to pick up the letter on the same track twice. You can pick up a letter and lose, and then redo the track and then pick up the letter again. So avoiding track 8 is a big time save. What I'm going to do first is I'm going to show you the speedrun strats that I've come up with for this game for the Big 20. I've tried a bunch of different iterations of, if you lose on track 2, 3, or 4 and redo them. Losing on track 2 twice seems to be the fastest route. And there's also one more trick to speed up the orange car. Game Boy F9, I guess, figured out how to do that. So props to Game Boy F9 for that. And the way to speed up the orange car is you want to shoot 10 cars. And once you shoot the 10th car, the orange car will speed up. So I've incorporated that strat into my latest runs, and it saves about 4 to 5 seconds if everything goes well. So let's kick this off here. Track 1, you're going to want to memorize where all of the letters are, of course, so you know exactly where you're going to have to pick them up. The letter for this track is right here, so you get that. When you pick up a tire or an engine, which I just did, it gives you a speed boost for a little while, and the engine will boost your overall speed. So you want to pick those up and memorize where they are. You also want to memorize where all the puddles are to avoid them because they slow you down, and the oil slicks too. Hit an oil slick, you can actually crash. Alright, so let's do this with the timer. Another small trick for this game is when you go around a turn, you want to straighten your car out as fast as possible, like that. And you want to overturn it and then go back. I missed the letter there, but that's okay. I can get it on the second lap around. There we go. What's up, board? Okay. So track 2. This is where we're going to take 2 losses, ideally. First thing you want to do is pick up this this thing that allows you to shoot missiles, and then the letter. Avoid this slick here. You can crash it. That's a dangerous slick. You can go in between the wall and the slick like I just did there, but that's very dangerous. I recommend to go around it like this. And I turn around here right after you get past the slick, and then you let them win. Now you spam start there to get back to track 2. Now you don't want to shoot the cars yet because you don't want them to be so far behind that you accidentally don't finish in last place on your second go around here. So you get the letter, get everything again, just do the same exact thing we just did. Once I get to this oil slick here, I'm going to go around it and backwards, and then they win. Now we can shoot 2 cars. That's 1, 2. When we get to 10, the orange car is going to speed up, and we're going to do that on track 6, so we're going to need to shoot some more cars later. You don't want to wait for them to catch up to you to shoot them. You want to shoot the cars at the beginning of the stage. That way you don't waste too much time. So track 3, this is probably the hardest part in the speed run for me anyway. There's going to be some things that speed you up right here, and you want to get the letter as you turn the corner there without crashing like I just did. Now, I just crashed a car with my invulnerability. I have a roll cage here, which is why I'm blinking. I'm not sure if that actually counts towards the 10 that you need to speed up the orange car. I haven't really messed around with it too much. Oh, I didn't get the accelerator, but that's okay. As long as we get the letters. So I'm going to shoot some cars here. Boom, boom, boom. And now we go. So that should be 5 shot cars and 1 crashed one. So we'll just keep track of that. We'll try and get to 8 before level 6 starts. So I'm going to shoot 3 cars at the beginning of the next level as well. That'll get us to 8 or 9. Right there, I should have picked up the tire. But again, picking up the power-ups don't really matter all that much right now. They matter if you're trying to complete the game, all 24 tracks. So let's shoot 3 cars here. And just go. This is a pretty safe track. There's nothing here that's going to hurt you. Unless you don't pick up a roll cage. You want to get the roll cages early. That way, if something bad happens, they don't pick them up and catch up to you and end up crashing you. So to start out the next level, I'm going to shoot 2 cars, and that should speed up the orange car. And this game it's all about repetition and practice and memorization. Once you memorize where all the good stuff and the bad stuff is, you're going to have a much easier time with this game. So to start out level 6, we're going to shoot blue and orange, or blue and green, and orange car takes off. Here we go. Now, once the orange car takes off, you don't have to, drive optimally. You just have to not finish in last place, and you'll achieve the goal here of spelling Nintendo. There you go. So 518. With enough practice, you guys should be able to get somewhere around a 530 or slightly better. You don't have to memorize everything to have a great time, but that's probably as fast as you're going to see sub 520, between 510 and 520. Okay, so that's one run. Now, if you're not comfortable losing 2 races and you're still learning the game, you may want to play this to track 8. And I'm going to show you the time difference if you do that. So we're going to do another run, and I'm going to play it the first 8 tracks, just normally. We'll see exactly how much the time differential is between the strat we just used and just playing the game normally. Now, if you do use the strats where you do take a loss on this level, and you accidentally don't lose, you can lose track 3 or 4. They're slightly slower than track 2, maybe about 5 seconds or so, but it's still safe to take a loss there and not lose too much time. But you'll see why you do want to take 2 losses, because track 8 is quite long. And we're probably going to lose a lot of time on the last split. Oh, man. Funny, getting the letter around that corner is a lot harder than the accelerator, but I keep missing the accelerator. Alright, so we're already 6 seconds down. What's up, Enya and Board? So when you get to track 4, you want to ride the top here until you get the roll cage, because the letter's right in the way. So you get, you'll get the engine, you'll get the roll cage, you'll get the letter. And then the second time around, you want to stay low and get the tire, which I just missed. "13 seconds down now." So as you can see, track 3 and 4 is a lot longer than track 2. Now, optimally, once you get the tracks memorized, you want to try and pick everything up that you can on the first go-around. That way you don't have to worry about picking anything up after that, and you can just sort of cut the corners quickly and finish as fast as possible. Not really a whole lot to this game other than that, just some memorization and practice. The play controls for this game are actually quite good. They take a little getting used to, but it's not too bad. So 20 seconds down. Here comes track 6. This one's fairly long. We're probably going to lose a bunch of time on this one. So here you want to stay at the top again, hit all of these. And it's also a good idea to memorize exactly where all the speed ups are, those red arrows that I'm going over, like here. You'll notice when I get to the top on this level, when I hit the wall, I'm sort of in an angle so that when I hit the wall, it straightens my car out, so like right here. You just kind of go around the corner there. And the wall will straighten your car out, and you don't have to do any turning. And you'll hit all of the zips. Do it one more time. Just like that. And if you can cut those corners like I did right there at the end, that saves a good amount of time. So level 7, you can see this is kind of a long one. It's 3 laps, but there are some zips on it. Get the letter there. Whoops. Got the engine. I'll try and get that tire in my next turn. If you do decide to use this route, you want to stay on the edges, or you have a chance of crashing on that thing in the middle that pops up there. So definitely try to avoid that. So 45 seconds behind. This is why we take losses on level 2. And even if you wanted to take losses on level 3 or 4, that's fine too. But just doing the first 8 tracks, you can see you're probably going to be at least a minute slower. Maybe more. I guess we'll find out, huh? Yeah, it really is a big difference. I mean, wow, we've got 2 laps to go, and we're already in the red. It definitely helps if you were to speed up the orange car by shooting 10 cars. That's definitely something you want to do when you're on your on the last track where you've already spelt Nintendo. You want the race to end as fast as possible. But I'm not going to do that. I'm going to see what happens if you just play it straight. Even if you have all the tracks memorized. We'll see what kind of time we get here. blue finish. And it's 1 minute and 30 seconds slower. So, yeah. It's really not as risky as you guys think to take 2 losses, because the first 6 tracks in this game are very easy. There's almost no chance that you're going to lose once you practice this game for a little bit, because the cars go very, very slow until you get a car upgrade. Now is when the game starts becoming, slightly more difficult. But we don't have to go through that in the race. So I do recommend that you guys take 2 losses early, preferably on track 2, and that's definitely the fastest way to go about it. Make sure you get your kill count up to 8 or 9 before track 6, and then open track 6 by shooting green and blue, and then the orange car will speed up. And that's all there is to it. This game's fairly easy. It's the second game in the Big 20, and it's a lot of fun. I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial, and I hope you guys enjoy the game too. I speedrun this game. Very few people do, but it would be nice to get more speedrunners of this game in the community. But yeah, that's it for me. Nice short tutorial. If there's any questions out there, you can go ahead and ask. Arcus paused the game during the countdown and unpaused. It sort of felt like it was faster. We didn't time it though. Yes, you can do that. The start of the race will continue to count down during the pause sequence, but it doesn't save any time. In fact, you have potential to lose time if you pause it for too long, so you'll see it right here. Dun, 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 and then you go. So you can pause it and it'll still count down, but there's no time save there as far as I know. I have messed around with that before, but I don't think that's a strat you should use, because there's potential to lose time, and I don't think there's potential to gain any. But it is a neat little thing, that's for sure. I'll wait a minute and see if we have any other questions. Thank you, Bad Breaks. Well, there's no really beating this game. There's 24 tracks and then it loops. After you beat the 24th track, you go back to track 1. And once you finish level 25, then the cars all speed up to the point of, you know how fast you go when you go over the zips? That's how fast all of the cars are going to go for the remainder of the game. So once they get ahead of you, there's no stopping them. You have to keep at least one behind you by shooting it if you want to get past level 26. The game becomes super difficult after that. But okay, if no other questions, that'll be it for me. And good luck to everybody in the race. Hope you guys have fun. I'm going to be doing it, and this Big 20 looks like it's going to be a lot of fun. There's a lot of fun games in it. I'm really looking forward to it. So thank you for Bad Breaks for having me on, and thank you for organizing this and putting this all together. It's a ton of fun, and I look forward to this one and the next one. All right, guys. Have a great day, everybody. That's it for me.